Welcome into Allen Hancock College, Game 7 of this Bulldog football season. Military Appreciation Day at Allen Hancock College. A big celebration with lots of military and a pregame ceremony. We saw the colors. We had a wonderful national anthem. And today we're also celebrating Irvin Kiger's 65th birthday. Thank you so much for being here on your birthday.
Thank you for the 65.
It was probably 6 years ago the last time we celebrated your birthday at an Allen Hancock College football game, so we might ask you to relive some memories as we celebrate you and football. The coin toss happening today. The Bulldogs coming in with a 3-3 overall record against the Cougars of College of the Canyons. They are 2-4 on the year. They lost to Bakersfield last week to open up their conference play. They lost to the Renegades 17-7. Ted Iacenda, his head coaching stint here at Canyons, his 10th year, though he's been with the program for 14 years. Seth Damron in his third year as the head coach of the Bulldogs, starting their conference season. A tough one, but they did beat East LA 23-19 last week. They are 1-0 in conference play. This is a big Northern League matchup.
Yeah, you know, let's face it, 2-4 for Canyons is an anomaly. Every year they are normally 3-4 in the state, let alone Southern California or the Northern Conference. But they're the best 2-4 team I probably will see in a long time. They've been beaten by Fullerton, by with the Palomar,
Yep.
Riverside, Bakersfield. Riverside's the number one team in the state. Fullerton's the number 5 team in the state. These kids have, and then we're talking 3 points, 5 points.
Close games.
They've been in every game.
We will see who quarterbacks today for the Bulldogs. Seth Damron, Chris Ducher, and Ed Herman have used 3 different quarterbacks this season because of injuries to certain quarterbacks. Zeke Storer had a concussion. Logan Mortensen was out last week. We saw Jackson Clavel. He was running the plays, the freshman. Last week, special teams struggled for both sides of the football against East LA, missing extra points. There was a nice blocked point after attempt by Vic Garnes, the defensive back for the Bulldogs. If they can bring in the momentum that they had at the end of last week's game to the start of this week's game against Canyons, they should be able to control the ball early.
Yes, and you know, let's face it, last week they came in very flat. But I thought it was one of the best coaching jobs I've seen in a long time by Seth Damron and his coaches, in the fact that they kept it very simple. I'm not putting Jackson Clavel down. The young lad had not played all year. And they kept it simple. They didn't put him in a position to fail. He did a remarkable job. A couple of passes that were dropped could have had 6 written all over them. That wasn't his fault. I thought Hancock came out, and as the game progressed, they kept themselves in the game, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're ahead, and then they played exceptionally good football.
Sidney Jeffries had 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. Jesse Garza had 9 tackles on defense. Hancock only allowed 57 rushing yards for East LA last week. Offensively, a balanced attack, 199 yards in the air for the Bulldogs, 184 rushing yards. I'll do the math for you, 383 offensive yards for Hancock.
But when you look at the fact that so far Hancock has used 16 different rushers or ball carriers,
yes,
and 12 different receivers, that is very un-Hancock-like.
The Bulldogs won the coin toss, so they will kick off to start the first half. A couple other things to mention about last week. Jaleel Walker got his 5th touchdown of the year, a 30-yarder. He is now number 2 in the Northern League at receiving yards, 76.7 average per game, and receiving TDs, he's number 3 with 5 TDs. Anthony Spearman, the running back from Canyons, is number 2 with rushing TDs. He's got 5. We will start. Here it is. Bulldogs kick it off to the 7-yard line. A nice return by, it looks like Zion Slade.
And that was definitely a problem for Hancock last week, was the fact that on the kick returns, the kickoff returns,
that was a kick return all the way back to the 36, a 28-yard kick return for the Cougars. They will start at their own 36 with good field position, Canyons, and Ted Iacenda's offense. Also using a few quarterbacks. We'll see who starts today for the Cougars. And it looks like it's going to be Chaden Peary. Chaden Peary, the freshman out of Sierra Canyon High School in Chatsworth. He's going to start in the shotgun. with wide receiver Littles in motion to the far side. Right away, he's going to pass. And quickly to Littles, a complete pass for not a big gain, but they started off right away with a throwing play.
Yeah, and then there's
a penalty on the play?
A Canyon player with his helmet off.
So he'll have to leave for at least one play.
But a lot of times that indicates that it was a defender that
grabbed the helmet.
Right.
Looks like it's against the Bulldogs. First play from scrimmage for the Cougars. A complete pass to sophomore Calvin Littles. And then a penalty against the Bulldogs. That's going to move the sticks all the way to Hancock territory. And it'll now be a 1st and 10 for Canyons from the 46. Peary is the quarterback. 5 touchdowns this season, 3 interceptions over Zion Slade, the ball carrier. Peary's got 552 yards in the air, Irvin, and he's rushed for 2 touchdowns and 87 yards. The freshman quarterback, he'll be the play caller to start here for the Cougars.
And then the flag on the play.
2 plays, 2 flags. That's not a good start.
This is another 15-yarder face mask.
Face masks against Hancock.
So 30 yards they've given up. And then defensively, both plays, Hancock played very well. They strung that one out. The ball carrier could not get around the edge.
2 plays, 1 complete pass, 1 run, and 2 defensive penalties. Moves the ball all the way to the Bulldog 28, 1st and 10 Cougars. Jose, our assistant, just showed up. Good to know. He brought everybody cappuccinos.
Más vale tarde que nunca, huh? Better late than never.
This one complete to Joshua Littleberry. As you mentioned, a lot of running backs used for the Bulldogs. The Cougars have used quite a few receivers offensively. That one was Littleberry. He's got 17 catches this season for 225 yards. He's a sophomore out of Mansfield, Texas. 2nd and short. Peary in the shotgun. Once again, another pass play, this time to the far sideline, and it's complete in the end zone for a touchdown. Zion Slade, his 2nd touchdown of the season for Canyons.
And Slade had about a 5-yard cushion. Nobody around him. A perfect pass by the quarterback. Very, very nice. Of course, it was aided by 2 15-yard penalties by Hancock, but they just marched right down the field.
Cougars get on the board first with less than a minute and 15 seconds used on the clock. Canyons now leads at 6-0. A messy start for the Bulldogs here in Game 7 of their season. The penalties really hurt the Bulldogs. The point after attempt by Ty Morrison is good at 7-0. Cougars, let's not take a time out here. Let's talk about what just happened. In 1 minute and 13 seconds, 1 minute and 13 seconds, the play started from the 8-yard line where the kickoff was fielded by Slade, the same kid who just had a nice big run for the Cougars. A 15-yard penalty when they started from the 36, moved into Hancock territory. Another 15-yard penalty on the 2 first plays from scrimmage for the Cougars. Did the Cougars earn that touchdown, or did the Bulldogs give it to them?
Well, it's a little of both. I mean, they got 30 yards from Hancock, but let's face it, that touchdown pass was a beautiful pass. Don't take anything away from Perry. It was just laid right in there, and
there was a DB close by.
Well, 3 or 4 yards, but unfortunately
he got beat.
Yes.
Ty Morrison is the lone kicker for the Cougars. Jordan Fields, the ball carrier. Actually, no, it's Collins Petaway. Collins Petaway is the name that came up last week that we hadn't said at all the first 5 games of the year. Collins Petaway, the tight end. Also fielding that kickoff for the Bulldogs.
He had the end around last week for
Yes.
19 yards.
Yep. The Richmond Hill, Mobile, Alabama kid, the freshman, showed up last week, and here he is right away working for the Bulldogs. And it looks like Ezekiel Storr is going to be the quarterback for the Bulldogs today. Not because of his socks, okay? His hair. It's his hair.
Yeah.
Zeke Storr. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 22, trailing by 7 early in the first. Latrell Brown, the ball carrier. Not much room.
Went off the right tackle and was lucky if he picked up a yard.
How important is it for the Bulldogs to be strong on this first possession of this game?
Well, when you've just given up a touchdown, if you come back and score, then it takes the momentum's back in your court. If they come out and go 3 and out, then let's face it, College of the Canyons has got an upper hand as we speak.
There's a meeting going on the sideline with the Bulldogs defense after a very, very tough first minute and 13 seconds where 2 penalties and 30 yards assisted in the Cougars getting their first touchdown of the game. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Another run play. A little bit of extracurricular after the whistle. I don't see a flag, Irvin.
And again, a pickup of maybe 1 yard. That'll bring up about a 3rd and 8. Both runs have gone between the tackles. Hancock started this way last week where they kept running inside, and they didn't really start doing well on offense until they tried to get it around the edge.
3rd and 7 Bulldogs, 12:25 remaining in the first, 7-0 Cougars with the lead. Welcome into Bulldog football. Raymond Paulo, the ball carrier, the sophomore out of Leon High School in Pago Pago. He plays both sides of the football, too. He's a wide receiver. He can carry the ball, and he plays defense. 6'4", 230, towering above some of the other players on the field. Paulo.
Brings up about a 4th and a long one, and it looks like Hancock's going to go for it.
They're going to go for it on a 4th and short, bringing in running back Ferrari Busby, the kid out of Las Vegas, Desert Pines High School. Busby's got the ball, but I don't think he made it, I think
you're absolutely right. I think it's going to be first down, College of the Canyons.
Nice defense by the Cougars. They'll bring their offense onto the field. They'll celebrate now not only a quick touchdown to start the game, but a nice defensive stance against the Bulldogs here early in the first quarter. Bulldogs trail 7-0. Canyons coming into the game 2-4 on the year. Bulldogs 3-3. Canyons lost to Bakersfield last week 17-7, and the Bulldogs beat East LA last week 23-19. This is an important showdown with only 5 league games a year. Every game counts. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Peary on the play action, and it's complete. Littles with a first down and a complete pass by Peary to Littles. Moves the sticks right away for Canyons.
And Littles, which one out there, found that seam right between the linebackers and the safeties. Nobody around him. Perry hits him on the numbers, and the run after catch picks up a first down.
He's only 5'9", 160, and he's making the plays here for the Cougars. Peary wants to pass again. He's in trouble.
Fumble.
And he's sacked, and it's a fumble.
Hancock ball.
Looks like P.J. Maui Goa got the sack for the Bulldogs. And what a crucial play for Hancock. Crucial. Big, huge shift.
What a nice. Unfortunately,
wow.
I did not see
out of nowhere.
The young man that hit him.
Maui Goa. Maui Goa is the sophomore out of Tafune High School in Pago Pago. He has 6 tackles, 3 assists. He had a sack and a half. He's now got 2.5 sacks this season. And here come the Bulldogs offense back onto the field with 11:38. Lots happened in less than 5 minutes here at Bulldog football. Storr looking downfield, and it's intercepted. A floater intercepted by Quentin Moten. And Moten's running, and he's still going. He's inside the 20. Quentin Moten all the way.
But there's a flag on the play, so it's probably going to be called back. It will be an interception, but I think that it will be coming back.
The flag is 2 flags thrown right around the 15-yard line. Quentin Moten, his 3rd interception of the season for the Cougars. He ran into the end zone, but it most likely won't be a touchdown. That was a floater. That pass was up in the air, and it was there for a long time.
And Moten did exactly what you're supposed to do as a defensive back. He got his body between Paulo and the ball. The floated, it came down to him. Paulo couldn't make the tackle, and he took off down the sidelines with nothing but green pasture in front of him.
And it was right around the 40-yard line for the Cougars where he made the interception. And he ran all the way into the end zone. We'll see what the flag is, and it looks like it's not going to be a touchdown. They're going to place the ball at the Bulldog 25, but the Cougars will take over on offense after an interception. Wow. 3 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock, and there's been a lot going on here in the first quarter of play.
But if you looked at the first series for the Bulldogs,
First and 10 Cougars.
I'm sorry, folks, some information was handed to us. Pronunciations for the
Junior college football, you never know when you're going to get the pronunciations for the other team, but we've got them now. And the Cougars, on their first play after the penalty, after the interception, a 7-yard gain for the Cougars, who lead at 7-0. This time, it's Bryce Dixon quarterbacking for the Cougars. Looks like they shifted it up. And Peary was the quarterback, the first offensive possession for the Cougars, Irvin. Now we've got Bryce Dixon, the freshman out of Court Hill High School in Lancaster. He's got similar to statistics, Irvin, as Chaden Peary. Over 500 yards passing, about 60 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns in the air, running touchdown and 3 interceptions. So it looks like Ted Iacenda and his offensive coordinators David Banks and Seth Osaransky are using a couple quarterbacks this season. First and 10. He holds it. It's a keeper, and it's probably about a 5-yard game for the quarterback, Bryce Dixon.
A quarterback draw that went up the middle. I'm going to get back to Hancock's series, though. In the first series, College of the Canyons had everybody up within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. When they came out first down for Hancock after they got the fumble, they dropped the safety back, and you knew that the Hancock was going to go deep at some point, but they only had one receiver out on a route.
5-yard gain. This time he gives it to J.D. Sumlin, the freshman running back from Mission Hills. And the quarterback looks like he's a little shaken up on the play.
Why? Nobody touched him.
Andrew Lauritsen with the tackle. Bryce Dixon, the freshman, 6'2", 202, Irvin from Quartz Hill High School. He doesn't have as many touchdowns as Peary, but it looks like, as far as we can see, Banks and Osaransky using a couple quarterbacks at a time each weekend. J.D. Sumlin again, the freshman ball carrier. He's got 44 carries this season, Irvin, over 200 yards, a touchdown, 2 catches, but he has fumbled the ball 2 times.
It makes you wonder, though. Perry was nailed on that sack.
He was, Perry, yep.
I wonder if he was actually shaken up a
bit,
might have been.
And
they brought in this quarterback. 5 running plays in a row for College of the Canyons.
Clearly not using the passing game with this quarterback. First and goal from the 4. He keeps it, dives into the end zone. Looks like a touchdown from here, but I haven't seen.
They've got a hand up, and they're calling him short.
Little short. Dixon diving into the end zone, I thought, but he just missed it. It'll be a second and very short, less than 1 yard for the Cougars, who lead it by 7. Sumlin As you notice, folks, we are kind of in a spot where it's hard for us to see inside the 5-yard line from our perspective, and our press box is a little lower than standard press boxes, so it's a little hard for us to see the goal line.
It looks like they're about the 3-yard line, doesn't it?
So they lost a little bit of, lost some on that one.
Brings up 3rd down. Big number 99's in the backfield for him now. They're calling 4th down.
3rd and short. It doesn't look like they made it.
Ladson, 6'4", 345-pound defensive lineman, is now the fullback for
Wow.
College of the Canyons.
That's always interesting.
Well,
at this level, you got to put in who you got, who's healthy, right?
Yes. Jaquarian Ladson out of Canoga Park. Looks like they're about the 1-yard line.
And they brought in Cole Bullock in the backfield.
Full house backfield. It looks to me like a touchdown.
Cole Bullock with a 1-yard touchdown, the sophomore. And the Cougars with 6 more points on the scoreboard. Cole Bullock, no statistics for him this season, Irvin. Got his first touchdown as a Cougar. Ty Morrison, a busy kicker for the Cougars. The point after attempts is good. He's now 21 of 23 in extra points for the Cougars. We will all take a quick break with 6:37 remaining in the first quarter. College of the Canyons with a 14-0 lead over the Bulldogs. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. While the Cougars deliver another touchdown to the scoreboard, it's 14-0. Clancy, Irvin's best friend, brought birthday cupcakes. Jordan Fields. Actually, it might have been Michael Holland.
That last drive for the Bulldogs, CJ, went 25 yards. 9 plays, took them 4 minutes and 43 seconds off the clock to make it 14-0. There is a couple of flags on the field.
Michael Holland returning the kick, Irvin. His second kick return of the season. Last week was his first time that we've talked much about him in the game. He had a kick return last week for 24 yards. The freshman out of Moore Park High School returning that kick for the Bulldogs. 14-0 Cougars with the lead. The Bulldogs are over on the sideline having a meeting with their offensive coaching staff, and there are 2 flags. Am I missing it, or is the official's microphone not working today? There's no microphone today. Okay. No microphone today with the official. Okay. It's not working. All right, that's okay.
I heard it.
You know what? There were years where we did football without microphones on the officials, so we'll be fine. Maybe we can give Jose something to do. It was against the Bulldogs. We know that.
So it puts the ball on, what, the 9-yard line?
The 10-yard line. Bulldogs now take over after the Cougar touchdown. They're trailing 14-0 with 6:32 remaining in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs with a 90-yard field in front of them, trying to get some points on the board. Zeke Storer back, calling the plays for the Bulldogs. And York Kennedy in the backfield. Head away, the ball carrier. And there's a flag on the near sideline.
That's going to be a face mask on College of the Canyons.
And one of the defensive backs went after Petaway after the whistle. We'll see if they call a penalty on that as well. Man, this has been a dirty, messy game so far. I wish we could all just, besides it being your birthday, we should all just start over.
We got wine.
We have wine and cupcakes. Oh my gosh. Well, at least he's not forgotten.
So that ball goes out to the 30-yard line.
Back to the 30.
So they started at the 9 or 10, goes out to the 30.
And looks like John Allen, the running back in. Setting up behind Storer. Storer rolling to his right, wants to pass. A complete pass to Paulo. Paulo, he's still moving. And it looks like right before he's pushed out of bounds, it could be a Bulldog first down.
That's been very successful for Hancock this year, where you have a wide receiver that clears out the zone. Paulo comes in behind him out in the flat, catches the pass, and then Paulo is a good-sized lad. He picks up yards after the catch.
He's one of the most versatile players on this football team this season. We always tend to find one that can really do anything.
Remember Henderson,
yes.
the kid that
Shane Henderson, yes. Oh, my goodness.
for kicks.
Oh, my goodness, yep.
Out of Florida.
1st and 10. Another flag on the play.
That flag went up so quickly, it makes you think that maybe it was offsides. College of the Canyons at the line of scrimmage.
Dior Kennedy was the ball carrier. Victor Vaca, the tackler. Right now it's been Kennedy and Busby switching turns on the offense, and this is another penalty. It'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Cougars.
Offsides on someone on the defensive line.
Canyons with the offsides makes it 1st and 5 from the Bulldog 47. Busby in the backfield. Jaleel Walker, the lone wide receiver on the near side. Paulo moving into position to help block. And it's Busby. He finds a hole, not enough for a first down.
Paulo's down, too.
Oh, no. Raymond Paulo, the wide receiver, defensive back, running back, as we were just speaking about, one of the most versatile players on the Bulldog football team, is down in the backfield. So we'll take a quick timeout with 5:11 remaining in the first. 5:11 remaining in the first with all that's happened. Feels like it's the third quarter. 5:11 remaining in the first. Bulldogs trailing the Cougars 14-0 in this Northern League battle. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Bulldogs trailing 14-0. A 2nd and 2 from midfield. Nice to see Zeke Storer back in the ball game after a few weeks off because of a concussion. He's got some time. He was looking for Jordan Fields. Actually, it was Petaway, and he was thrown it into double coverage.
Yeah, that ball kind of floated on him again.
The wind there, of course, right when the game starts, there was no wind when I arrived at the football stadium today. And then all of a sudden, right when the ball kicks off, Mother Nature's like, ooh, we're going to bring on some wind and make some excitement for the Bulldog football team. Now it's a 3rd and 2. This is an important third down. You gotta get something up on the board.
You're in 2-down territory if you go for it when you're back on your own 40. Nowhere to go.
Kennedy. Dior Kennedy coming in, 62 carries, 224 yards, a touchdown and a fumble. We called his name out a lot last year. He's a sophomore out of Miami Southridge High School from Miami, Florida.
Lost a yard.
And they're bringing in Aroth Acosta to punt the ball away for the Bulldogs. Back to fielded, once again, Calvin Littles. .428, 4:18 remaining. They're talking to Raymond Paulo on the sideline. The doctors are there, a trainer. Littles gets it at the 19, and he's in trouble. He's tackled right away. A quick tackle.
Nice coverage by the Bulldogs.
Nice tackle by Osiris Smith.
32-yard punt by Acosta. Here, we still have over 4 minutes to go, and it's the 4th time that College of the Canyons has had the ball.
Too much time. First and 10 from the 20. Peary is back, and he is tackled. He is sacked. Boom. Wow.
And he had defenders coming in from each side. If they hadn't hit him from the right side, they would have hit him from the left. I mean, there was 2 men in the backfield. He had nowhere to go.
I think that was Lauritsen and Maui Goa on the half a sack each. 2nd and 20. He was looking for Littles.
And there was no play.
Actually, no, it was not.
No penalty there.
That was, who was that? Malik Brooks. 3rd and 20.
So Peary is in again
Yes.
as a quarterback.
This time, Freeman, the ball carrier, Samaj Freeman.
Reverse inside handoff.
A gain of 8. They didn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 4th and 12, and here comes special teams.
So the ball's on the 19.
On the 4th and 12, Ty Morrison with the punt. Fielded by Garnes. He calls a fair catch at the 47-yard line. Bulldogs with decent field position coming into this next possession. Trailing 14-0, will take a timeout with 2:42 remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Bulldogs trailing it 14-0. Taking over after the punt. First and 10 from home, 47. Latrell Brown, the ball carrier. You know who we haven't seen yet today is B.J. Jordan carrying the ball, or J.P. Luketu for the Bulldogs.
We didn't see much of Luketu last week either.
Here comes B.J. Jordan, right when I said that, coming into the game.
They're listening to you.
Probably not.
But they're starting to run a little further outside off. They're going off the hips of the tackles, but they're still not having a whole lot. They can't get around that edge.
Yep, 2-yard gain for Brown. Storer gives it to Jordan. Jordan, once again, that defensive line for Canyons is tough.
Yeah.
You got 6'5", Adam Klassen, 6'2", Reggie Jones, 290 pounds, Victor Vaca, 6'3", 350, Joshua Hatch, 6'1", 275. There's not a guy on that offensive line that's smaller than 270, defensive line, that's smaller than 275. Sheesh.
No, you're right. Oh, where's your other camera?
Brian needs a microphone, a producer, like a talk show, that third microphone. But only Brian's allowed to use it. Short gain on the play, 3rd and 5. Quick pass play. This one to Janarius Clay. It's complete for a Bulldog. First down.
Nice pass and nice catch.
Quick.
Yeah. A slant by Clay, and Clay went up and caught that ball. Good hands.
Clay's the freshman out of Mount Zion High School, Jonesboro, Georgia. 6'2", 238 catches coming into the game, 104 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that's a first down. Ball now on the 40.
You know, one name we have not called so far is Javale Walker.
Jaleel Walker, yeah, you're right. He's there. This time, Storer gives it to Brown, and Brown finds a hole. Brown's free. He's at the 20, the 15, the 5, and he runs into the end zone. Latrell Brown, a 40-yard touchdown run. And I don't see a flag on the field, Irvin.
No, neither do I.
Oh, my goodness. This is so exciting. Oh, man. 40-yard touchdown run by Latrell Brown, his first touchdown as a Bulldog. Aroth Acosta with the extra point with 35.3 left in the first. Bulldogs are on the board, 14-7. Latrell Brown, a 40-yard touchdown run. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Latrell Brown's 40-yard touchdown run, Aroth's extra point, Acosta. It is now 14-7. Bulldogs back in action. Wow, that was an exciting play. I thought he was down around like the 25. Bounces out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Well, they'll bring it out to the 35. All right, Hancock, that was 4 plays, 53 yards. Of course, Brown's 40-yard touchdown run was exciting. It was on a draw play because they're trying to slow down that pass rush. But you got to give credit to Clay with that catch that he made to make the first down.
Janarius
If
Clay,
he hadn't have done that, then they would not have had the opportunity to do that.
He gets an unofficial assist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bulldogs now 14-7.
And Storer, too, because, I mean, he threw it where only Clay could catch it.
And he hasn't played in, what, 3 or 4 weeks?
No.
First and 10 for the Cougars. This is crucial. They've got to keep this momentum going, and that Bulldog defense has got to play clean, no penalties, and hold the Cougars.
You got to have a shutdown series for the Bulldog defense right now. You cannot score and then have them come back and score the next time they touch the ball.
First and 10 from the 35. Looks like Dixon is back calling the plays for the Cougars. On the play action, it's incomplete. It was intended for Littlebury. Joshua Littlebury.
The ball was thrown behind him. Littlebury never had an opportunity to catch that at all. He was open. There was about 3 yards difference between him and the defender.
Fusilier, I think. Second and 10 Cougars. They lead 14-7. Sumlin, the ball carrier, gets close to the first down, but we'll see. And it looks like he might be down.
The players are actually calling for help from the other side. He was hit pretty hard. Brings up a 3rd and 2.
J.D. Sumlin, the freshman, is down, but as you notice, Ronald Fusilier was standing there concerned right away. The defensive back for the Bulldogs. Trainers are on the field. It'll be a 3rd and 2 with 16.6 remaining. We're going to take a quick timeout. With the Cougars in the lead, 14-7, you're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Brian, welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Running back J.D. Sumlin getting helped off the field by some of his Cougar teammates. He's not putting any pressure down on his right leg. He got hit, and you could see the concern right away by a couple of the defenders for the Bulldogs. 16.6 remaining in the first quarter. It's a 3rd and 2 for the Cougars, who have a 7-point lead. This time, Dixon is the quarterback, so it looks like Banks and Osaransky, the offensive coordinators for Canyons, is using a 2-quarterback system so far. This one is a pitch to Freeman. Vic Garnes lost his helmet, so he's frustrated. He doesn't want to miss a play. He's going to have to sit on the sideline, and it looks like it is a first down.
Yeah, he picked up about 3 yards. 4 yards, actually.
Cougars with a first down. Just under 5 seconds. And they're going to let the clock tick down. The first quarter is finally over, with the Cougars leading at 14-7. You are listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College with second quarter play just getting underway. The Cougars on a 1st and 10 from their own 47. Dixon looking for Littles up the middle. Incomplete. It looked like it was, I think it was Sydney Jeffries on the coverage, Vic Garnes.
No, Devin Guja was.
It's Guza.
It's Guja.
It's something. It's Guza, right here, Guza. Look at right here on the pronunciation guide. Guza, birthday boy. Careful. I may not be able to pronounce the visiting team, but I know how to pronounce the home team. I learned my lesson. This one looking for Littles again. He catches it at the 25-yard line.
Nice catch.
It was Jeffries
and Guza.
And Devin Guza on the tackle. Thank you. Let's get it right. Come on. Guza's limping at the 20-yard line. Now he's laying down on the turf.
That pass was thrown perfect and a lovely catch.
With Guza down, we're going to take a quick timeout as well. With the second quarter just getting underway, Cougars leading at 14-7. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Who's his dad?
Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Bulldogs trailing 14-7. Cougars on a 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 22 after a catch by Littles for the Canyons' first down. This time it's Freeman again, the ball carrier. He finds some room on the far side. He's still running on the right side of the tackles past the hash marks, out of bounds for a Cougar first down.
Yeah, he went out around that right edge, and nobody caught him until he got to the sidelines. College of the Canyons on this particular drive. This is the drive that Hancock had to stop them, and unfortunately they're just not doing it right now.
And you said the first quarter took 40 minutes?
That's correct.
I'll never make it to my roller derby game. 1st and goal for the Cougars. He's in trouble. Dixon running all the way across the field. And it's
out of bounds.
An incomplete. He caught it, but he stepped out of bounds, so incomplete. If all 4 quarters go 40 minutes, I will miss my roller derby game tonight. So let's not have that happen. It's an important game. So it's a very important game.
Where's it at?
Santa Rosa Park in San Luis. You want to come
No.
after dinner? Oh, okay. Second and goal for the Cougars. Irvin's best friend just showed up, and we are in big trouble.
I only like to go to roller derby when my partner CJ is getting their head knocked in.
2nd and goal for the Cougars. Slade with the ball, and he's still not down. Wow, that kid had a 3rd, 4th, and 5th effort before he was finally tackled inside the 5-yard line. Remember, this kid's only 5'9", 175, and he had 3 guys on top of him, and they still couldn't tackle him.
Look at the wide receivers and the running backs for College of the Canyons right now. There's not any of them that are over $170.
160, 175, 170, you're right.
But they're all quick. They're really quick.
3rd and goal from the 3. Bryce kept it, and Hancock knew about it. They knew exactly what was happening. Hari Upshaw with a huge sack of Bryce Dixon. Upshaw, the sophomore out of Aurora, Colorado.
That's the 3rd sack by Hancock so far today.
Field goal attempt on the 4th and 6. Ty Morrison He's the only kicker in the stats for this team. He does everything. Kicks, punts. And there's some movement at the line of scrimmage.
And just by
go ahead.
his form and everything else, he's the best kicker we've seen this year.
Oh, he's solid.
Hancock was going to be offsides.
Cyree Lewis was pointing at the Cougars.
Now, are they going to? They're going to move. It's going to go halfway.
Yep, it was against Vic Garns. So instead of being a 4th and goal from the 6, it'll be a 4th and goal from the 3. He's still going to attempt a field goal.
It's going to be a 20-yard field goal, chip shot. Young man's got a good leg on him.
It's a high snap, but the holder had it, and it's good. Ty Morrison, his 6th field goal of the year. His longest so far, 38 yards. With the field goal, Canyons now goes up 17-7 with 12:06 remaining in the first half. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. A field goal by the Cougars puts Canyons up 17-7. Ty Morrison, as you said, Irvin, probably the best kicker we've seen in 7 games this year against the Bulldogs. He's now 6 for 8 field goals.
I reckon he'll kick somewhere on Saturday afternoons next year.
19-21 in extra points. He has over 1,200 yards on punts. He averages 37.5 per punt. Ty Morrison, the sophomore from Valencia High School in Santa Clarita, kicked that last field goal. And now the Bulldogs will take over. After the touchback, it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 25. And it looks like Clavel might be coming in. Clavel it is. I finally got the pronunciation. Jackson. A quick run play by Dior Kennedy. He gained about 2-3 yards.
Now, Kennedy hasn't run the ball the last couple of weeks, has he?
Yes. They've been using Allen, Kennedy, Busby, Brown, Jordan. We haven't seen Luke Ketu. 2nd and 8. Paulo back in the game with a catch and a 1st down. Raymond Paulo from the trainer's table onto the field, and it's a Bulldog 1st down.
You know how hard that is? He's looking over his right shoulder.
Wow.
The ball's over his left shoulder. He turns around, sees the ball, catches it in the flat, and then picks up about another 10 to 12 yards after he catches the ball.
Ball's now at the 43.
Nice catch.
And the way he was moving earlier, I didn't think we'd see him back in the game.
Yeah.
They need him. 1st and 10. Bulldogs trailing by 10. Brown. Nice run by Latrell Brown. And I think it's enough for a Bulldog 1st down. Yep, it's a Bulldog 1st down. Nope, not enough. Less than a yard shy. It'll be a 2nd and short.
Yeah, don't forget it's a baseball team on the.
It's not.
Oh,
it's
the sticks.
soccer.
Oh, soccer.
It's soccer this year on the sticks. Hey, don't mess with the Bulldog baseball team. Second and short. Clavel gives it to Kennedy. Kennedy gets the first down and more. He's tackled at the 40.
Nice run by Kennedy.
Nice.
Yes. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, kept those legs going, picked up about another 7 yards.
Bulldog, first down.
Yeah, blocking up front was really quite good there.
Split wide receivers, Clay and Walker. Allen in the backfield. Set up behind Paulo as a blocking back.
Paulo was in the backfield blocking.
Interesting, yes. Pass intended for Walker. He catches it, but he's out of bounds, incomplete.
That was close to Walker having 2 feet down.
Let's talk about this kid, Raymond Paulo. 6'4", 230, from Leon High School. He's a sophomore. Pago, American Samoa. He's got 17 catches, 32 yards, 4 TDs, a couple carries, but he's doing a lot more than just those numbers for this football team.
Yeah.
Blocking, playing on defense. And you know who I haven't seen is Alex Sutton, Alex Sutton and Isaiah Airline are usually the ones that are playing the halfback. But today it's Paulo, and Paulo gets the ball. And there's a flag. Gee.
That's generally speaking where the holding call will be called.
Justin Horton makes the tackle for the Cougars. 9:28 remaining.
The microphone's working now.
It's a holding play, yes. We get to hear the official now. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. A holding penalty against Leonard Brooks for the Bulldogs, and that's going to take him all the way back to midfield. It'll be a second and long from the 49 in Bulldog territory. You know, I don't eat cupcakes, but I'm really excited to open that box for your birthday, unless you want them all for yourself.
No.
Second and 20.
Screen pass.
Oh, my goodness. It was intended for Paulo right at the 45. He almost had it, and he had guys on top of him.
He actually didn't lose yardage because he would have lost yardage if he would have caught the ball. So brings up third and about, 20?
Was that Paulo or was it Kennedy? One of them. Third and 20. The sun starting to come through the clouds for the first time today in Santa Maria, California, where those of us that live here are freezing. The rest of the country is laughing at us because it's not even, it's probably 55, 60 degrees. A whistle before the play.
And 2 days ago, we were all complaining it was so darn hot.
It was so darn hot.
Well,
it was 100 degrees in San Luis Obispo when I was there this week.
Yeah.
100. And I went somewhere and I had to leave the dog at home. It was too hot. I had to go to Templeton. It's like 96 in October. The good news is we did have that beautiful rain in September. The Canyons took their first time out of the first half. We'll take a timeout as well. With the Cougars leading at 17-7, you're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College with 9:02 remaining in the first half. The Cougars just used their first timeout of this half. They're leading 17-7. Bulldogs with a 3rd and 20. Jackson, Clavel. And there is.
It's going to be a first down.
Yes, it is.
And you know why? It's because number 6 on College of the Canyons.
Tylen Foster.
Never looked around to look at the ball. Yeah.
He was covering Raymond Paulo with his back turned.
Third and 21, it's going to be an automatic first down for the Bulldogs. Yes, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, if he let him catch it, it would have been out of bounds.
If he would have caught it, he would have had to pin the ball against the defender's back.
So the ball will move all the way.
It's the kind of penalty that keeps coaches up at night, right?
Yeah, right. Not me, but coaches. 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. From the Cougars, 36. Clay on the far side, Walker on the near side, split wide receivers, and Paulo gets the ball. He actually gets almost 6 yards on that carry. Oh no.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm not looking correctly.
Picked up a yard.
Yeah, 1 yard, 1 yard.
He was hit at the line of scrimmage though, and then the linebackers came in right after that and hit him. Fortunate to pick up the 1 yard.
Second and 9 for the Bulldogs, trailing by 10. Brown, they can't get him to go down to the turf. It's not much gain, but there was a lot of action on the play.
Yeah, they strung that out, they being the Canyons, all the way out to the sidelines, and he picked up about 6 yards. Bring up third and much more manageable, third and about 3. I think that Hancock, it's a 2-down territory for him right now, because I don't know if their kicking game could kick from here for a field goal.
3rd and 3. We'll see if the Bulldog offense with John Allen in the backfield.
It's going to be timeout, Hancock.
It'll be a timeout on the field, and it's Hancock's first timeout of the first half. We'll take a timeout as well. Bulldogs trailing 17-7. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. The Bulldogs trail at 17-10. We want to thank our generous corporate sponsors, California Electric Supply, Community Bank of Santa Maria, Home Motors, Oxford Suites, and American Star Trailways. We couldn't do it without you and appreciate your support of Bulldog Athletics. 3rd and 3. Paulo in motion. Allen. I don't think it's enough for a first down, Irvin.
I think he's going to be just short.
You were right, Irvin. They're going for it, and there's Alex Sutton. I've been wondering where he is. He's lining up on the line of scrimmage, and instead, it's Fonseca Juan who's lining up as the halfback. Looks like Canyons is saying there's a fumble on the play.
It's going to be a left foot, right foot spot. If it's a left foot, it's Canyons' ball. If it's a right foot, it's first down. And I'm talking about the feet of the official.
Let's look. What do we see? It is. Looks like they're calling it a Bulldog first down.
They wanted to measure.
Yeah, Canyons not happy about the spot of the ball, but the Bulldogs with another first down.
And you know what? I don't blame them. If they want to measure, they should be able to get it.
How often can a coach call for that measurement? Is it
I think it's every time.
1st and 10 from the 25? Brown lined up behind Paulo. Almost intercepted by Quentin Moten. It was intended for Petaway.
He led Petaway too far, and Moulton almost had, his fourth?
Yeah, he already has one today.
Right.
And he had 2 coming in. Good memory. So for 65, you still have a memory, birthday boy. I'm proud of you.
Thank you for the 65.
Listen, that's what I think. 2nd and 10 Bulldogs, trailing by 10. I'm curious the possession in this quarter. I think the Bulldogs have had it most of the time. This time it is Allen.
Touchdown.
Allen. John Allen all the way along the far sideline. I haven't seen the arms go up. It's a first down, but it's not a touchdown. John Allen with a 24-yard run. The ball will be placed on the 1. It'll be 1st and goal. John Allen, nice run on the left side of the tackles.
Oh yeah, that's the best running play that Hancock has had today.
Now they've got a 1st and goal on the 1.
Went around the edge like that, got on that sideline and picked up his speed. It's fortunate that they knocked him out at the 1.
Looks like we've got
another timeout.
A timeout on the field. Hancock's taking its 2nd timeout of the first half. We'll take a quick timeout as well with 5:48 remaining in the first half. It's 17-7. Cougars with the lead. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. I am so glad that the microphones get turned off once in a while.
I was going to say the same thing.
And we are lucky that Brian is so diligent about it, because that was inappropriate talk between
you and I'd be looking for a new job.
1st and goal Bulldogs on the 1. Dior Kennedy. Looks like he might have fumbled it right on the goal line.
No, they're calling touchdown. They're calling.
It's a touchdown, Bulldogs.
He broke the plane before the ball popped out.
Wow. And he must have been down. So he broke the plane.
Well, once you break the plane.
It doesn't matter. He breaks the plane. He gets a touchdown, and it's a fumble. Is it still live?
Yes. No.
Okay, it's dead. Okay, thank goodness. At least I know half of what I'm supposed to know. Touchdown. Dior Kennedy, his 2nd touchdown of the season. Bulldogs on the board now, trailing 17-13, and there is a flag at the line of scrimmage as Aroth Acosta attempts the extra point. And Dior Kennedy is being assisted to the trainers area with one of the athletic trainers. False start against the Bulldogs. That'll take him 5 yards back for Aroth Acosta to attempt the point after.
That was an important touchdown for the Bulldogs to come back and score. So that meant that, they couldn't shut down Canyon, but only allowed 3 points, and then they come back and get a touchdown.
The extra point is good. Bulldogs now only trail by 3 with 5:43 remaining in the first half. It's Cougars 17, Bulldogs 14. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. The Bulldogs with a 1-yard Dior Kennedy touchdown run and an extra point trail the Cougars now just 17-14. My little microphone flag foamy thing keeps flying off. And I don't want to belittle Jose. He has a walkie-talkie this week, and that means he's telling us what to do. In the past, we would ask him for favors if we had any. Today, we're going to ask him to eat a cupcake, but he's got a walkie-talkie. He's very official. He helped me retrieve my microphone cover in this windy day in Santa Maria. Zion Slade runs the ball back. He doesn't get much, but he's inside the 25 where the Cougars will take over. I'm curious what the possession time has been. It feels like the Bulldogs offense has been on the field most of this second quarter.
Well, that last drive, and this is unofficial, folks, was 13 plays, 75 yards, took off 6 minutes and 23 seconds.
It looks like we might be able to actually find out time of possession because technology is so amazing. We've got technical geniuses around us. First and 10, Cougars from their own 23. Once again, Peary is back throwing the football. Chaden Peary, Ted Iasenda, David Banks, and Seth Osaransky running this offense for the Cougars. And they're using a 2-quarterback system on every other set of downs, possession. Chaden Peary opened up the game. Then Dixon came in, and they've been going back and forth. And this possession, it's Chaden Peary, the freshman, out of Sierra Canyon High School.
Now, the receiver on that particular play ran a post pattern where he runs down the field about 8 yards and then cuts towards the post. Was open. Unfortunately, the Peary threw it behind him.
This time Peary on the keeper. Gains about 3 yards on the play. They're similar in size. Peary and Dixon are both 6'2", but Peary's got 23 pounds on him, weighing in at 225. Dixon at 202, and they're both freshmen.
Are they both from the around Santa Clarita?
One's from Chatsworth, Peary, and Dixon is from Lancaster. Incomplete pass. It was intended for Jacoby Taylor, the freshman. Also out of Lancaster from Paraclete High School.
Lancaster, that's where Antelope Valley is.
Yes.
So.
Quite a few kids from Lancaster on this team. Chatsworth and Lancaster.
I'd much rather live in Santa Clarita than Lancaster.
Look at you. You know, some of their fans are listening. They're watching this. If they don't have a broadcast team, just so you know, the Cougars fans are watching this. The punt is up, and Garnes with a fair catch at the 40-yard line. So that was a 3-and-out.
Yes, it was.
Nice defense. Probably the best defensive series for the Bulldogs so far today.
I would be inclined to agree, although I'm afraid to say anything now.
Just don't want you to insult is it the 818 in Palmdale and Lancaster?
I don't know.
Or is it the 661?
But I would venture to think that most people, Santa Clarita is a very upscale tonight.
Santa Clarita is upscale.
Nice area. I like it down there. School is really nice.
I was trying to find the area code for Lancaster.
Draw play.
And there's a flag behind the line of scrimmage.
Which means it's going to be holding on Hancock.
And it was Busby was the ball carrier. I was right. I'm so smart. Well, it was my second chance. It's a 6-6-1. Holding against the Bulldogs. Oh, goodness. Look at where this is going.
That's going to be about a 70 yards so far as the first half, just alone.
This is going to be a 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs from their own 30.
Down 17-14. The worst you want to be is 17-14 down going into halftime. So you'd like to just have and maintain possession of the ball.
Over 4 minutes remaining in the first half. B.J. Jordan He's a sophomore from Lenore Ryan High School in Burgon, North Carolina. He's got a touchdown this season, 17 carries, 95 yards, and I think he does sometimes play on the defense as well. He gained 5 yards, now a 2nd and 15.
If you actually look at the numbers that Hancock has on the sidelines now, they've dwindled considerably since that first game.
No question. And once you redshirt a guy, you can't bring him back. That looks like, okay, so what happened?
It's an interception.
Jaleel Walker tried to bat the ball down, and then I couldn't see. It was Quentin Moten again. I couldn't see the two, but they were battling back and forth, and I thought I saw Walker try to bat the ball away, knowing that Moten had a chance to intercept it, and he did.
Yeah,
Quentin Moten with his 2nd INT of the day.
Walker became a defender, is what he did, and tried to knock the ball down. The ball was short, and Moten had the body between the receiver and the ball.
And didn't you just say something about going into the locker room only down 17-14?
Yeah, so your defense has got to really pick it up right now.
1st and 10 Cougars from their own 36. Peary, the quarterback. He kept it, maybe gained 1-2 yards.
So the new quarterback in now, eh?
Nope, Peary's back in. I thought it would be Dixon, but now they've thrown me for a loop, Irvin. I'm not as smart as I thought I was, and I'm definitely not as smart as you thought I was. 2nd and 8. Peary. Incomplete pass to the far side of the football field. It was a chest pass, but this isn't basketball.
You know, I think that the quarterbacks are having problems with this wind.
It was Jacoby Taylor. Oh, they must play in a dome at Canyons.
No, but they play at night.
We've been there. It is freaking cold there. I remember being there one weekend with you, and I had to go to the local store and buy a jacket. I still think of that game every time I buy a jacket. I mean, I wear that jacket. It's because I had to go buy one at like the local Lord and Taylor or something. Peary, trouble with the snap, but he got it. And that one was intended for Slade, incomplete in the exact same spot as he tried to throw it to Taylor.
Well, generally speaking, and it's the same thing here, when it comes sundown, your winds are going to start dropping.
Gosh,
so if they play at 6 or 7 o'clock at night like they do down there,
it's
not as windy.
No.
Now, cold, yeah, it can be cold.
But not windy, yeah.
You're talking
cold.
high desert.
It was cold. Vic Garnes back to receive the punt at the 25-yard line. I'm going to tell you it's Ty Mortensen into punt because he's the only kicker they have. Just under 3 minutes remaining, 17-14 Canyons with the lead.
Get away.
Well, that was kind of interesting. He didn't do a fair catch. He kind of swung his hands like an umpire when you're saying someone's safe in baseball. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So he didn't call for a fair catch, then it bounced, and he grabbed it.
Yeah.
That was a really gutsy, risky, scary play.
Without a doubt.
Another good defensive stance for the Bulldogs, a 3-and-out. 1st and 10 now. Bulldogs at the 30. .246 remaining in the first half. 17-14 Cougars with the league lead. Bulldogs have 1 timeout remaining. Canyons has 2.
If you're the Bulldogs, remember, you get the ball first in the second half. So if you just run out the clock now. Thank you.
5-yard carry for Kennedy. Second and 5, Bulldogs. Wind is picked up. A nice pass. What a pass from Clavel to Clay for a Bulldog first down and more. Wow, were you looking down? Did you miss that? It was awesome.
No, I caught it.
Wow.
I didn't catch it. Clay caught it, but I mean, yeah, again, he caught the ball in traffic.
Wow,
Did
what a
exceptionally
nice.
well, and then picked up the first down after that.
Yes, what a nice play. It was a quick pass, and Clay picked up some extra yards after he caught it. It's a 1st and 10. Ooh, trouble. Trouble for Kennedy.
And nowhere to go for Kennedy.
Nothing. Under 140 remaining. Bulldogs do have one more timeout remaining here in the first half, trailing by 3.
He actually lost about a half a yard.
So when lunch was just delivered, a basketball player fell over the chair behind me and basically fell into you. And I'm like, I guess basketball players can't avoid chairs. We love event staff here at Cal Poly. I mean, at
For those that don't know, our young lady who
I can't keep it all the time together. When I call for both schools.
she's our Maryland with a touch of Jackie O in her.
It's a very embarrassing. You know, most of the people listening have no idea who you're talking about. Oh, goodness. All right.
Our Marilyn Monroe with a touch of Jackie O.
Oh, my goodness. Then maybe you would say Gwen Stefani or someone younger, because I don't think everyone knows who Marilyn Monroe is. We're
of course
old.
you do.
It's 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Culturally, we're talking now.
This one, looking for Petaway, throws it way over his head. The clock stops at 1:09, and it'll be a 4th and 10. What do you think, Irvin?
I think that long passes today have not been successful.
Either side.
Either side. I mean, if it turns into a long pass, it's a catch, and it's the yards after the catch that has produced them.
Aroth Acosta coming in to punt for the Bulldogs with the ball at the midfield line. Littles and Slade back for the Cougars. The punt almost blocked.
High punt.
It's a high punt. It bounces at the 23 and rolls all the way out of bounds inside the 15.
It's about a 35-yard punt.
1 minute remaining in the first half, though it feels like the game should be over with as long as it's taking.
It's another 40-minute quarter.
Wow. I might have to call in a sub for my Derby game. 17-14, Cougars with the lead. They're going to come back on the field with 2 timeouts and 1 minute left on the clock.
At their own 9-yard line. Long field.
1st and 10 from their own 14.
Is it 14?
Yeah, it's hard to see from up here.
Yeah. All right. I stand corrected.
No, I don't mean to correct you. I that wasn't why I said it. I just
I'm
looked
glad
at
you did.
No, I just looked at the scoreboard. Dixon is back in as the quarterback, Irvin.
Yeah, and I think both sides are willing to go in, call it 17-14 or 14-17, whichever side you're on going in at halftime.
The clock's ticking under 32. Doesn't look like Canyons is going to use their 2 timeouts to extend this half. Sumlin. Wait a minute. Didn't Sumlin go down and have to get helped off? Wasn't that the kid who had to get helped off?
You said it was the leading rusher on there.
Yeah, I thought it was Sumlin that got hurt and looked like he was back out on the field.
28, yeah.
Wow. Maybe they have cortisone shots on the sideline. And that will end the half with the Bulldogs trailing 17-14. We will come back with first half statistics. We will give you our military celebration on the field for your halftime pleasure. For Irvin Kiger, I'm CJ Silas. You're listening to Bulldog Football. After 1 half of play, the Cougars of Canyons leads Hancock 17-14. We will be back with first half statistics and your second half of football. You're watching Bulldog football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. We've got about 3 minutes before the second half will take place. The Bulldogs trailing the Cougars of College of the Canyons 17-14. I'm CJ Silas along with my birthday boy partner who turned 65 today, Irvin Kiger. Irvin, will you let us know and share with us the first half statistics?
Thank you, CJ. First, we're going to start with the team statistics. College of the Canyons had 10 first downs to Hancock's 11. On the ground, College of the Canyons had 48 yards. Hancock had 122. Through the air, College of the Canyons 73. Hancock had 58. So total yards, Hancock had 175 and 121 for College of the Canyons. Turnovers, Hancock had 2 interceptions. College of the Canyons had 1. Penalties, and as a comment was made up here, half these penalties were on the first series, the first 2 plays of the game. 68 yards for Hancock, 35 for Canyons. Now individually, Peary, 4 of 9 for 42 yards through the air. Dixon, 1 of 4 for 31 yards. Freeman had 26 yards on the ground. Sumlin had 26 yards on the ground, and Littles had 3 catches for 45 yards. It seems to me like College of the Canyons had more yards through the air than that, but it was just those 5 passes that were completed. For Hancock, Storr, 2 of 8 for 33 yards. Clavel, 2 of 4 for 20 yards. Brown had 58 yards on the ground. Allen had 26 yards. Kennedy had 14. Through the air and for receptions, Paulo had 2 receptions for 28 yards, and Clay had 2 for 25, CJ.
If you look back at the first half, we can probably forget how the first quarter went, and you and I talked about this during halftime. Defensively, the Bulldogs looked as good as they've looked all year in that second quarter.
Yeah, against a high-powered offense. And you know, we're talking big linemen, too. I mean, the offensive line as well as defensive line for the College of the Canyons, the Cougars, they're big.
They're huge.
They're really big.
We were looking at both lines, but we're looking at defensively. There isn't a guy on the D line for the Cougars that's smaller than maybe 240, and he's the smallest one, and the rest are all 275 or above. And offensively, it's the same.
Yeah. Now, Hancock's going to get the ball back first, which is an advantage for them. That means that they might have the ball one more time than COC during the second half.
There's no rain in the forecast, is there? Do you see those?
There was drops, perhaps.
Look at those gray clouds all to the west of us, all heading this way, Irvin. At least we're in coverage.
Well, your roller derby's outdoors, though.
Oh, goodness, it is outdoors. If it's just because there's rain clouds in Santa Maria, let's just hope there's no rain clouds in San Luis Obispo. We only have a few games a year because of COVID. A lot of teams didn't come back. They couldn't make it. They didn't have enough skaters. So
yeah, but when you're talking about communities that are just want rain so bad, you can't say, okay, I hope it doesn't rain in San Luis.
I want it to rain. I don't care if the roller derby bout is postponed or rain canceled. 17-14, the Cougars have the lead on the Bulldogs, though I would say, and Irvin, I'm sure you would agree, the momentum had shifted in the second quarter. And going into the locker room, though down by 3, the Bulldogs had to feel good about themselves.
Well, yeah, number one, on a shutdown series, they held the College of the Canyons to 3 points, which was really important.
And they had 2 different possessions where the defense held the Canyons offense to 3 and outs.
I mean, they were down 14-0 to begin with and came back, made it 14-7, then it went to 17-7, and then they came back and got that second touchdown.
The Bulldogs, as you said, will receive the kick here, opening up the second half of play. And I think it's
colder.
And I think Michael Holland is back for the Bulldogs, and he's someone that we started talking about last year just as Conference League season began for the Bulldogs. And Michael Holland is back along with John Allen. 17-14 is the score. Bulldogs 3-3 overall, 1-0 in Northern League play. Canyons 2-4, 0-1 after a loss to Bakersfield, and it's bounces into the end zone for a touchback, and the Bulldogs will come out for their first possession of the second half. If you're Seth Damron, what are you saying to your offense in the locker room at halftime? That question was for you, Irvin.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
The onus is on the offensive line. The offensive line has got to start opening up holes, blocking. Hancock hasn't had much success other than the draw play going between the tackles. Everything else has been on the outside. That they through the air, everybody's having problems right now because of the wind.
Here we go. 1st and 10, second half beginning. Storer now back at the quarterback position, and he gives it to Latrell Brown, who gets about 5 yards. So now Damron, Dutra, and Herman are using a 2-quarterback system because Storer started the first half, and then Clavel came in, and now Storer is starting the second half.
Well, I guess you put them in, you try to find out which one has got the hotter hand.
A gain of 4. 2nd and 6. Looks like Kennedy had trouble. He might have even lost a yard.
I think he did. And you got to give credit there for the College of the Canyons for James Jeanette, 6'5", 225-pound defensive line or linebacker, came in and just met Kennedy in the backfield and actually threw him for about a yard loss.
3rd and 7. Storer rolling to his right. He's in trouble, but he gets a pass off. It's intended for Sutton. Sutton gets hit hard. Sutton got hit. He didn't see it coming. He's trying to get up. Alex Sutton, the freshman, the local kid from Orchid Academy, is having trouble getting up. He was hit hard on the incomplete pass.
Well, when you go in the air like that, you're stretched out, and somebody hits you right square in the back. It doesn't feel good.
No. That was a quick 3 plays, making it now 4th and 7 for the Bulldogs here early in the second half. Sutton's on his knees with his head on the ground, bending forward. Damron takes this chance to go and talk to his offense. And we talked about him earlier in the season. We haven't talked much about him, but one of the new coaches on the staff for Coach Damron is Mike Pomfret he works on the running game. He was at Feather River College. He spent a couple years at University of Texas, and he's talking to the offense as well. Sutton walking off on his own. And here comes the punting team for the Bulldogs.
I can't imagine. It's just like being in a car accident, when somebody hits you from behind and you don't expect it.
Looks like Aroth Acosta in to punt again. Last week we saw a little bit of Seabury and a little bit of Acosta.
A
very, very short punt, and it bounces at the Bulldog 45.
Two things there. College of the Canyons almost blocked that punt. Somebody might have got a bit of a hand on it.
Maybe that's why it was so short.
Acosta, yeah, because,
Cougars will bring their offense onto the field for the first time in the second half.
It's a 46-yard line of Hancock.
A 3 and out for the Bulldogs here to open up the second half.
So it was an 18-yard punt.
1st and 10, and it looks like Bryce Dixon is the quarterback. Quick pass to Slade behind the line of scrimmage. He almost gets tackled and fumbles the football, but I think it rolls out of bounds before a Bulldog can recover it.
I think you're right.
Jesse Garza forced the fumble. Kamari Lewis Stallworth was there on coverage as well. So it was a complete pass to Zion Slade, and then after he actually had 3 different Bulldog defenders on him. They couldn't tackle him. He got away from them, And that's when he finally got tackled by Garza right before the fumble out of bounds.
Pickup of about 5 yards after all of that.
2nd and 6 for Canyons. This one is a pitch from Dixon. Dixon gives it to Jordan Anderson. Looks like he got a first down, but there's a flag on the play.
Let me tell you something. Anderson is quick. That young man can run.
It's the first time we've seen him today. He's a sophomore at Golden Valley High School, Santa Clarita. 5'9", 182. Looks like Iacenda's trying some new offensive weapons for the Cougars. They're up by 3.
Number 81, the offense.
Whoa. Turn down the mic. Turn down for what? It was against the offense, a holding penalty. So that takes back that nice play for the Cougars, and it's now a 2nd and 6.
That'd be a long 6.
Alex Sutton working out with one of the trainers on the sideline to make sure that he's okay to go back in. Dixon from the shot. Anderson moves to the right. Dropping back. Quick pass. Intended for Giovanni Masick, the 4th.
They're calling it incomplete.
It was incomplete. He didn't have possession. The sophomore at Eastside High School in Covington, Georgia, the intended receiver. Georgia, California, Florida, South Carolina. Lots of representation on the Canyons football team. Arkansas. 3rd and 7 after the incomplete. The wind has picked up here in Santa Maria, California. Bulldogs trail 17-14. Looks like there's a timeout on the field. Cougars take their first timeout of the second half. We'll take a timeout as well. With Canyons leading the Bulldogs 17-14, you're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Cougars use their first timeout of the game. Anderson in motion, but Dixon holds on to it. A complete pass at the 20-yard line with no defender nearby at all, and a first down for Canyons. Somebody missed their coverage on the Bulldogs defense.
Yeah, that was a wheel route that was where the receiver runs around the quarterback, goes out in the flat. Nobody went with him. He was wide open.
Wow. That takes the ball all the way down to the Bulldog 19, 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Dixon wants to pass again. It's another complete pass in front of the defender. Jacoby Taylor. Same place. If you see a weakness, I guess you got to go after it.
Oh, yes. You know what? Why don't try to change it if it's not broken.
Is that Fusilier who's usually on the coverage over there? First and goal from the 9. Canyons threatening early here in the first quarter, and the second. Oh my gosh. 11. Runs it himself. I can't even fix that. Too bad we can't rewind ourselves. Bryce Dixon with the run. Gets all the way to the 1-yard line on the keeper.
Yeah, Dixon.
Second and goal.
Nobody touched him until he was close to.
Hopefully nobody was listening to me. They were just watching. Now Dixon is going to line up under center on the 2nd and goal. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout on the field. They were trying to bring in a substitute, but they didn't have enough time. So they will take a timeout. Cougars, using their second timeout of the second half, will take a timeout as well with 11:17 remaining in the third quarter. Cougars lead at 17-14. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back. 2nd and goal for the Cougars on the 2. Still waiting for a signal from the officials.
And it's short.
I don't see a signal. It looks like it's not enough. Dixon.
Those clouds are moving in right over us, aren't
Yep. Dixon ran the ball himself. Now it's a 3rd and very short on the inside of the 1. He's got 3 backs set up behind him. And he's going to keep it again. They're going to try and push him through.
Now it's a touchdown.
And it's a touchdown for the Cougars. Bryce Dixon with his 4th touchdown run of the season for the Cougars. They'll go up 23-14. And Morrison will come in to attempt the extra point. My lips are starting to be a little frozen. Ty Morrison is a busy kicker from Valencia High School, the sophomore, 6'2", 190. Punts, kickoffs, field goals, and extra points. This one's up. And it's good. 24-14. Cougars with the lead with 10:31 remaining in the third. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. The Cougars with their first touchdown of the second half lead at 24-14. Bryce Dixon, the quarterback,
That
on the
drive,
1-yard TD run. Sorry, Irvin.
that drive was 7 plays, 46 yards, 2 minutes and 58 seconds off the clock.
Wow. That was
Short
fast.
field. That's what happens. You get a short field.
Yep. Petaway lets it bounce into the end zone for a touchback for the Bulldogs. Looks like Storer will come back in as the quarterback. Let's see. Just checking it out. He's in the offensive huddle with the Bulldogs. Yep, here he comes. It's hard to see his number, though, with his long mane. Yeah, we know. Yeah, he's the only quarterback with long hair for the Bulldogs. He's not the only player. A lot of guys have long hair. But Storer is back in to run the plays for the Bulldogs, 1st and 10 from the 25, down by 10. Gives it to Jordan. Jordan finds some room on the left side over by the far hash mark near the number on the 30-yard line.
Yeah, pickup of about 4 to 5 yards.
Nice
Not a
run.
bad, not a
Yeah.
bad first down carry.
Yeah, you've been telling me that for years. How important that first run is from scrimmage on the first down to try to get 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, I mean, second and short and third and short is far easier than being long. That playbook opens up.
Second and 5. Got 2 wide receivers on the near side. Clay and Walker. But it looks like it's going to be Allen on the run.
With a flag on the ground. Face mask.
Number 9 of the defense. 15-yard penalty.
Face mask against Cole Bullock for the Cougars.
That's about the 4th face mask today, isn't it?
It's a 15-yarder. I've had quite a few 15-yarders today.
If you put that hood on, how do you hear with you?
I have my hood. What? It's cold, Irvin. Luckily, you have a good voice, and Brian Dill, our technical director, executive producer, and CEO, turned up the sound for me. 1st and 10. Look what Brown has found. Some space across midfield and a Bulldog first down.
That play looked like it was about ready to go off tackle. He jumped
Wow.
outside, and there was nobody there. Picked up about
28 yards.
28 yards.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did bad math. 18. Sorry, 18.
All
I
right.
gave him an extra 10 for good luck.
I wasn't going to.
Sorry, no, you can always check my math. And math was a good subject for me, but it's been a while since I had to use it. I do use it. That was an 18-yard gain. Oh, gee. My little thingy fell. Oh! The wind is so bad that my microphone cover keeps flying
Jose.
off. Jose! Thank you. This is a penalty against the Bulldogs.
I mean, you get a nice run like that, and
Yeah.
you get 5 yards back right away. 7th game of the year. You've got to know what's going on.
1st and 10 turns to a 1st and 15. It was started at the 38, moved back to the 43. Bulldogs trailing by 10. Storer has Allen in the backfield, and Allen gets the ball and runs to the right, crosses the 40 and gets the original line of scrimmage.
Right. Correct.
Did you just say I was right?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Brian, make a note of it. Mark the calendar on Irvin's 65th birthday of 2022. He told me I was right. 8:09 remaining here in the third quarter. The first half took 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Second halves normally take longer, too.
Oh, goodness. 2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs. Jordan lined up right behind Paulo. And Storer rolls to his right. He wants to pass, and he finds Alex Sutton for a complete pass. Sutton got hurt in the first half, but he's back. Alex Sutton. Not enough for a first down, but a nice play from scrimmage. It was quick.
So we'll bring up 3rd and manageable. It was about
Yeah.
3rd and 2.
Yeah, it was an 8-yard gain. Alex Sutton from Orchid Academy, the freshman. He's only had 5 catches this season. He's a big boy, 6'2", 235 halfback.
And Storer ran away from the pressure at that particular time and got out in the flat and threw his pass.
This time Busby is your running back. Storer is under center. He gives it to Busby, takes a quick left turn. And he got a couple yards, but I don't know if it's enough for a first down.
You know, that play was designed to go off the right side, and it was closed, and he just Busby popped it back to the left.
And
Picked up
it's a Bulldog first down.
very smart running there by Mr. Busby.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 28. Exactly. Exactly enough for a first down because the original line of scrimmage was 38. It's a 1st and 10 from the 28. Allen Pitch to Allen. He runs to the right. Finds a little bit of room.
Somebody pancaked somebody.
And someone's hurt because they're calling the trainers. Yeah, and the Bulldogs are kind of being a little bit.
Well, I don't think they know. Not all of them know that he's hurt.
Coaches are trying to push the team down the field a little, away from the guy that's hurt, right on the sideline.
Yeah.
Where there were about 10 Bulldogs that weren't in the play surrounding him.
Time is out on the field. Injury timeout.
We got an injury timeout. I can't see who's down. We'll take a timeout as well. Cougars lead at 24-14 with 6:32 remaining in the third. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College after a long delay with the injury to defensive back DeWitt Wassay. The sophomore from Paraclete High School in Lancaster has been strapped on to a gurney and taken to the ambulance, and he's going to head to the hospital. We did hear word from someone down on the field that he did have some movement. They're probably, obviously, always precautionary, Irvin, always.
Part of the waiting time might be that they had to wait for the other ambulance because there has to be an ambulance here at all times.
Yes. So it
unless it's severe, so severe that they have to take him.
It's two ambulances. One is just getting him set up, and then they're going to head to the hospital. If we can find anything out, we will share it with you. With 6:32 remaining in the third quarter, we will get back underway. 24-14, the Cougars lead it. And the Bulldogs offense is on the field. The sideline for the Bulldogs trying to fire up its offense after standing around for about, 20 minutes in the cold?
No, longer than that.
A lot of the players on both sides of the football on the sidelines were on their knee, which is kind of it's a dignified way to hope for the person who's injured. We do it in roller derby too. We take a knee until they stand up or they wave or something. Storer gives the ball to Jordan. Jordan's tripped up and gains a couple of yards on the play for the Bulldogs, who are on the Cougars 18.
It always makes you wonder the feelings of a football player after one of their comrades or an opposing player has to be wheeled off like that.
It's the worst. I don't play football, but in roller derby, which is a pretty physical sport, I remember it always takes me back to this time when we were in Sacramento. We were playing the Red Robin, which is a Christmas tournament, and I was on the pink team, and one of the women on our team broke a part of her arm early on in the first game. Storer's in trouble, and he's sacked.
And the worst part is he's sacked such a position, it's going to be, because a field goal will get you within 7 points.
That took them all the way back. The ball is going to be placed on the 23. So a loss of 6. It'll be a 3rd and 14. So we were in Sacramento, and she got hurt, and it was a tournament, and we had 3 games to play that day. And until we heard from people at the hospital, she wasn't unconscious. You're just, every time you go in the huddle, you talk about her. You're always thinking about her or him. Paulo, the ball carrier, he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and looks like
all right,
he fumbled the ball, but Hancock recovered, and here comes the field goal team. It looks like Aroth Acosta.
35-yarder.
This will be his first field goal attempt of the season, just so you know. Little tidbit. Who's the holder? Because you always wonder. It's too long, 4th and 10.
The 3 most important people are, they've got too many people on, no. It's a fake.
Okay, so that's why I asked you, because I don't think Petaway normally is the holder. And that's who was the holder. That made me go, wait, who's the holder? And what did we miss, Irvin?
It was a fake.
Right, but a timeout on the field?
Who called the timeout?
Hancock called a timeout. They're using their first timeout of the second half with 4:22 remaining in the third quarter. Bulldogs trailing 24-14. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. The Bulldogs on a 4th and 10. We're lining up for a field goal with Collins Petaway, the holder. I think he's the holder again, Irvin, with Aroth Acosta trying for his first field goal attempt of the season. And it's up. And it's no good. No good. Which fires up the entire Cougar sideline. They're already probably pretty emotional knowing that one of their players is on the way to the hospital. And oh, it was Ray Seabury that came in?
No.
Tell me. Oh, Ray Seabury was in the game last week.
Yes.
But for some reason, we haven't seen him today. We look for him on the sideline. That always helps. But I was curious, too, because remember Cody Hall was here, and he was punting, and we haven't seen him. And that's why Aroth Acosta's in his second game of the year as the kicker and punter. 1st and 10 Cougars from their own 20.
With a headband on? That's 41. Pick up of about 6 yards.
2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line. Looks like is it Bryce Dixon back as the quarterback? Yep, it's Dixon.
Anderson on the carry.
Pitch to Jordan Anderson, the sophomore, who we just started talking about really in the second half. We didn't see him in the first half for the Cougars.
I thought he got more than that. He brings up about a 3rd and a long 2.
From the shotgun, Dixon looking to the sideline. There's still 10 seconds left on the play clock. Cougars with a 10-point lead. Anderson again. This time he finds a hole on the left side, but he's tackled inside the 40 by Sidney Jeffries. But it is a first down for Canyons. Sidney Jeffries, 17 tackles, 11 assists, 3 interceptions coming into the game. He had 2 last week. The sophomore from John Adams High School in South Bend, Indiana. A nice tackle, but it was after the Cougars had already gotten the first down. Dixon, Anderson gets out of 1 tackle, crosses midfield, gets another first down, and he's pushed out of bounds by a couple Bulldogs at the Hancock 45.
That's the second time in a row that the Cougars have run off to the left side between the guard and tackle, and they're picking up big yards, chunks of yardage right now. I mean, that hole is big enough that I could have run through it.
That's big, Irvin.
Well, running my name in the same sentence is not used very often.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 45. 2 wide receivers on each side. And on the play action to the right side, looking downfield, it's caught. But there are a couple flags.
And they're calling pass interference on Hancock, but they will decline that, and the reception is...
Takes him all the way to the inside the 15-yard line. Canyon's used to playing in the cold weather like this.
It gets hot down there in the summertime and early season.
But Ronald Fusilier with the penalty for the Bulldogs. It's declined, and then now with 2:06 remaining in the third quarter, Canyons has a 1st and goal from the 9. Quick pass, Dixon. There was a little bit of contact between the DB and the wide receiver, but it's incomplete. 2nd and goal.
If you were to talk to that wide receiver right now, he'd have told you he should have caught that. The ball was on his fingertips.
So Sun's peeking through the clouds with 1:48 remaining in the third. It's a 10-point game, and it's a 2nd and goal for the Cougars. keeper, Dixon. It was the faking the handoff to Slade. And instead, Slade was in motion from the far side to the near side. And then Dixon held it, kept it, and gained not much. Maybe not even a yard. 3rd and goal from the 8. That one went right through the hands of Littleberry, the wide receiver. Right through his hands, and he knew it too. He's frustrated with himself. Good coverage by Cyree Lewis, Sydney Jeffries, and Kamari Lewis Stallworth.
I'm looking at Dixon this year coming into today's game, had run the ball 36 times, so that's one thing that you need to watch. Is the quarterback.
Morrison in for the field goal attempt. It's up, and it's good. It's now a 13-point ball game. 27-14. Cougars lead at 1:04 remaining in the 3rd. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Bulldog Football at Allen Hancock College. The Cougars of College of the Canyons with a field goal, making the score now 27-14. The wind has picked up. The temperature in Santa Maria is a chilly 64 degrees. Sun's peeking out. The kickoff bounces into the end zone for a touchback. It's always right around this time of game where the conversations on the field get a little bit more heated.
Pointing at the scoreboard. And
1:04 remaining in the 3rd. Bulldogs offense has a chance now, starting at the 25.
you know that holding them to a field goal, them being Canyons, is important because it's still a 2-possession game for the Bulldogs.
Store to Kennedy.
Nowhere to go.
No, they are fired up. Canyons has the mo on its side right now. Zeke Store in as the quarterback right now, but on the sideline, Jackson Clavel warming up a little bit with Maximo Soltero, the SLO High School wide receiver. They're playing catch on the sideline. A loss of 3, 2nd and 13. It's a pitch to Brown. Brown takes a big hit and is pushed out of bounds. Not enough for a first down, but it's close. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
It'll bring up 3rd and about 2.
Short. Looks like they might let the clock tick into the 4th quarter. The play clock at 21 and the game clock at 7. Yep, they're going to let the clock tick down. We're going to take a timeout after 3 quarters of play. Bulldogs trailing the Cougars of College of the Canyons 27-14. For Irvin Kiger, I'm CJ Silas. You are listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Red eye.
Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Third quarter is in the books with 1 quarter of play, 15 minutes left. Bulldogs with the ball down 27-14 on a 3rd and short, heading from right to left. This one, a pitch to Busby. Busby finds a hole, and it looks like Busby is out of bounds, but there's enough there for a Bulldog first down.
You know, initially the toss to Busby was high. He had to wait for it, and you could almost see the hole closing. But the blocking out in front of him was just sufficient enough to spring him, let him get around that corner.
That was an 11-yard run for Busby. Paulo limping off the field for a moment. Walker, the only wide receiver on the far side, and it's Kennedy in the backfield. And it looks like Clavel is back under center. Jackson Clavel.
And a pickup of about 7 yards.
And not a bad run by Dior Kennedy.
No.
Moving closer now, just at their own 48, almost to midfield. You said earlier it's a 2-possession ball game. This offensive set of downs is crucial for the Bulldogs. Nice little hole up the middle. And a Bulldog first down. Latrell Brown has had the ball a lot today for the Bulldogs. The sophomore out of Pender High School in Ivanhoe, North Carolina. 5'10", 210. 29 carries coming into the game, but he's seen a lot of action today and brings up a Bulldog first down. Ball on the Cougar 44.
Brown hit the hole real quick that time, too.
Busby, he finds some space. Looked like he had an opening, but Brian Snowick took him down. Snowick from Paderborn, Germany, the defender that just tackled Busby.
Gain of about 2 yards for the Bulldogs.
Paulo coming back into the game. Second and 8, 27-14 is your score. Canyons with the lead. Second game of the year, Northern League play for both of these teams. A complete pass on the far sideline and that was Generis Clay for the Bulldog first down.
That's the third pass, I believe, that Clay has caught today. And Clavel, he threw that ball where only Clay could catch it. Low and down away from the defender.
I hear it's Clevel.
Clevel?
Clevel.
Clevel, okay.
Clevel. Brown. Wow, that second effort. That was helpful.
I actually thought that they should have blown the whistle because I thought he was stopped.
4-yard gain on the play. Busby and Jaleel Walker back into the game. Brown and Petaway to the sideline. Walker, the lone wide. Oh, it's split wide receiver with Clay on the far side. 2nd and 6. Walker. Complete, but not enough for a first down.
And that's the first pass I believe that Walker's got all day.
Yep, I think you're right.
I don't think he's even been targeted.
Nope, that was a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Well, if they don't make it on 3rd down, obviously they'll be going forward on 4th.
Busby got tackled before he had any chance to get anywhere. Oh, it was Kennedy, excuse me. Kennedy.
And the individual that's holding the down marker did not move at all, so.
This is a crucial 4th down. Latrell Brown. Collins Petaway in. 4th and a crucial 2. It's Brown. Brown gets it. Brown gets the first down for the Bulldogs.
I think he had the first down anyway, but that spin put up about another 5 yards.
What a nice spin move by sophomore Latrell Brown. First down, Bulldogs. From the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Jackson Clovel helping the Bulldogs offense to move smoothly down the field. Don't say it, Irvin. Oh, and a fake pitch. He moves to his right, and it's a pass to Alex Sutton. Right near the goal line, Alex Sutton, the local kid from Orchid Academy, a play none of us saw coming. It was a fake pitch to Busby. Clovel rolled to his right and tossed it to Alex Sutton, who earlier in the game was hurt. We didn't even know if he'd come back in.
And that was all Clevel. That really was. That fake was just so nice.
Beautiful. 1st and goal from the 3. Kennedy's in the backfield. Kennedy.
2 people moving at once.
Kennedy gets hit by 3 guys. One of them's got his feet.
Now, if they take the penalty, the down goes back to the first down, correct?
And they're moving backwards.
So
it'll be a 1st and long.
Yeah.
So instead of a 1st and goal from the 3, it'll be a 1st and goal from the 13.
There was 2 people moving at once. It should be from the 8.
Okay, so 1st and goal from the 8. Mother Nature blowing the wind. The sun is coming out at the most opportune time.
They called motion.
Illegal motion. 1st and goal from the 8. Paulo and Brown. And it's a pitch to Petaway. It looked like it was a great play, and it looked like he got somewhere, but he literally was just running from east to west.
Yeah, that play was.
It looked good when it started.
No, yeah, you're right.
No gain on the play. Actually, a loss of 1 at 2nd and 9.
And
So
Ashton
that defense,
Thomas
the defense read it really well.
Ashton Thomas just strung that play out and did a great job for the Cougars.
Quick pass play on the far sideline, nearly intercepted.
Yeah, I believe it is. Nope, the ball hit the ground.
It was intended for Janaris Clay.
And I think Clay at that particular time had to turn into a defender and make sure that the ball was not intercepted.
So it started as a 1st and goal from the 3. Now it's a 3rd and goal from the 9. So a penalty and a loss of 1 yard. Jaleel Walker on the far side. Paulo's in the backfield along with Kennedy. He's got it. And he has nowhere. First he's grabbed by 2, and then a 3rd Cougar just comes in and takes him down.
No, Hancock's had so much success with that pitch and going around either end that the Cougars now are looking for it. They're keying on it, and they're stringing that play out, forcing them to the sidelines and not allowing Hancock to get any yardage.
Do you go for it, or do you kick a field goal and try to move on?
I think you probably got to go for it. You're down
10. So no matter what
it's 27.
Oh, it's
14.
13. Yeah, you do have to go
13.
for it. Sorry. You got to go for it.
And the ball has got to be thrown into the end zone.
Paulo. It's Paulo on the near side. And it's incomplete. Great defense by Joshua Christopher, the sophomore defensive back. And now it's a turnover on downs. Canyons will come in 1st and 10 from their own 9 and 7:18 remaining, leading 27-14.
16 play drive and you don't put up many points.
Nothing.
That hurts.
Looks like Dixon is the quarterback again for Canyons. Canyons has 1 timeout left. Bulldogs have 2. They're just going to try to run out the clock now, aren't they, Irvin?
Yes. I mean, the Bulldogs took off just shy of 8 minutes on that drive. And unfortunately could not punch it in.
Second and 7 for Canyons. Anderson still moving. Wow.
Pick up a first down. Nice run.
Wow. Jordan Anderson, 5'9", 182, running like a 6 foot 250. He had 3 or 4 Bulldogs on him, and he kept moving. And he's little. It'll be a 1st and 10, 6:03, and the clock ticking with Canyons on offense and a 13-point lead. This time Dixon keeps it, but he's going to be sacked.
And the reason being is because he had 2 offensive linemen in the backfield.
And it looked like he might have even bumped into one of his own players.
Yeah, it looked like the push on the defensive side of the ball pushed those 2 offensive linemen in the backfield, and Dixon had absolutely nowhere to run.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
And all the while, the seconds are ticking off the clock. They've taken 2 minutes off so far this drive.
They haven't even gone that far. There goes Anderson. Wow. What a number, this guy. Jordan Anderson. He didn't play at all in the first half, and all of a sudden, he comes in and is dominating the Bulldog defense for another first down.
But Dixon's being very smart about this, of course. I mean, he's waiting till that play clock gets down to 5 seconds or less before they ever snap the ball.
Yep. A 22-yard gain on the play for Anderson. And it's another first down for the Cougars with under 5 minutes to play in the game and a 13-point lead. A short gain on the play.
Yeah, that's a pickup of about 4 yards.
That 35-second play clock is a lot of time if you use it every time.
Absolutely.
You don't realize it until they're using it strategically.
Against you.
Yes. And he's doing it. I mean, he's not even in position, and there's still 12 seconds remaining on the clock. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for Canyons. This time he keeps it. Dickinson still on his feet. Not enough for a first down, but he did gain about 3, and that took some time as well.
Six plays so far, and they've taken off just under 4 minutes.
And they're not even at midfield. They're still a few yards shy. 3rd and 5. Still 13 seconds. And now we're under 3.5 minutes left. This time, Dixon rolls to his right. Intended for Giovanni Masik IV. 4 kids named the same name, Giovanni Masik IV.
Well, to begin with, he threw a pass. Nobody was expecting that, especially the defender for the Bulldogs, because nobody went with him. And if Dixon could have gotten the ball anywhere close to Giovanni IV, it would have been an easy first down.
3:12 remaining. 4th and 5. And there's Morrison. He's been busy today, the kicker. It's a fair catch by Garnes. Garnes gets it at the 22.
I'd have been a lousy returner because I had problems with pop-ups in the infield.
3:05 remaining. Bulldogs do have 2 timeouts left. Cougars have 1. They lead at 27-14.
Just change of possession.
Bulldogs over on the sideline having a conversation with Coach Damron and the offensive team, Chris Dutra and Ed Herman. First and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 22. And it's Jackson Clevel. Tries to get a pass off. He's chased by 4 Cougars.
Oh, he did the right thing. He did,
Yep.
Instead of getting sacked and having more time go off the clock, he just threw it away.
Bulldogs with under 3 minutes to play, still a 2-possession ball game. Need to move the ball quickly down the field if they have any chance of even getting much closer. 2nd and 10. That Cougar team is fired up, Irvin.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, defensively, offensively, on the sideline. We talked a little bit about when your teammate goes down and what you're thinking, what's in your heart, and how you're handling the unknowns with a guy headed to the hospital. And these Cougars have really turned into some chemistry here, turned into a team with a purpose. And there's some fire in the Cougars, offensively and defensively. Paulo on the carry. And it's a Bulldog first down. Now the ball's on the 31 with a little more than 2 minutes remaining, and still 13-point lead by the Cougars. Clevel finds Walker for a complete pass and a Bulldog first down.
And Walker runs out of bounds. Very smart.
Oh, not enough for a first down. Excuse me.
No, but he ran out of bounds.
Yep, smart, smart. They didn't stop the clock after Walker went out of bounds on the near side after that complete pass. And at least 20-plus seconds ran down off the clock. And the whole sideline's yelling up at the clock operator. But I don't see if the coaches can do anything about that at this point.
No, they had to get the attention of...
Before the play started, right? It would have had to have been.
Yep.
3rd and 1, a long one for the Bulldogs on their own 41. Clevel looking for Walker, nearly intercepted. Walker wants a flag, he's not going to get it. I'm not sure you agree, but I think that if there was a chance for the Bulldogs to come back in this game, maybe the coaches would have fought more for that time back on the clock, but it is so late in the game.
Yeah, yeah. But
It's okay, birthday boy. You don't always have to have something to say.
No, but you have to take into consideration the timekeeper is a Bulldog. Follows the Bulldogs.
Are your lips frozen? Busby, he gets flipped over one of the defenders.
He picks up the first down.
But he gets a Bulldog first down. Ferrari Busby. Now the clock stopped to move the sticks. Offense gets set on the 1st and 10.
And he spikes the ball to stop the clock.
Play clock to 1:37.
He gave him 1 second back, but I think it was probably a do-over. It was a makeup call. 1 second. 1:37 remaining in the game. 27-14. Cougars with the lead.
Play clock is correct.
Second and 10. Bulldogs still have 2 timeouts. Clevel. Clevel was looking for Osiris Smith. Osiris Smith, the freshman wide receiver out of Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. It's the first time we've called his name on the offense. This one's intercepted at the 40. Intercepted by Cole Bullock. Cole Bullock intercepts it at the 40.
And there is a flag down, though.
But there is a flag. It's a frustrated Bulldog sideline right now, Irvin.
Yeah, it is. Let's find out what the call's.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 99 of the defense. 15-yard penalty.
Jakarian Ladson roughing the passer on Clevel.
So it's a do-over, except they move the ball 15 yards and give them a first down.
Ball moves into Cougar territory. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. 1:26 remaining here in the second half in the game. Still a 13-point lead for the visiting Canyons. After a flag, do you see the quarterback got hit after a flag? Nobody saw it.
Ball start on the offense. Number 21, 5-yard penalty.
False start against the Bulldogs.
The second half, it's almost like the Bulldogs can't handle any success. They get a first down and boom, come back with a 10-yard penalty, 5-yard penalty. And it just stops the drive.
And the momentum and the energy shifts.
Yes, absolutely.
And the truth is the Canyons squad might have a little bit more to play for right now with their injured compadre at the hospital. And they've used it to their advantage. Deep pass looking for Walker, but he's held by his jersey and it's pass interference.
Yes.
Wow. How many flags went out? I think everybody that had a flag in that vicinity, even the athletic director, threw a flag. I think Kim Ensing threw a flag on that one.
The offensive line right now, they're rushing 3 people, and they're still getting a hurry and hitting the quarterback.
Wow.
You can't have that.
No. Doesn't matter what time of game. Doesn't matter what the score is.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So from the 42, it'll move to the 27. Should be a 1st and 10 from the 27 for the Bulldogs. They still have 1:21 remaining in the game and 2 timeouts. Clevel wants to pass. Nearly intercepted. It was intended for Jacob Burr. Jacob Burr. I haven't said his name today.
No.
He was already out of bounds before the ball even got there. 2nd and 10. Clevel wants to pass, and he finds Burr. Jacob Burr, his first catch of the game, coming into the game, 1 catch for -2 yards. He is now at 2 catches on the positive side. I think he got 3 yards, so he's at now 2 receptions for 1 yard. Jacob Burr from Grandview High School in Aurora, Colorado, the sophomore. 1:10 remaining in the game. It's a 13-point lead for the Cougars. Bulldogs trying to get something going here with just a minute 10 left. Clevel trips and falls. It's right where the 3rd down marker is. That's not considered a sack, is it? It's questionable.
Did he make positive yardage?
We'll see, because it was 3rd and 7. So he got a yard, so there you go.
Hancock calls a
Hancock
timeout.
calling its last of 2 timeouts. 1 more remaining for the Bulldogs with 1:02 left in the game. Canyons leads at 27-14. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Bulldogs trailing 27-14. They've got 1 timeout remaining. It is a 4th and 5 with the offense on the field. And it's an incomplete pass. Clevel trying to get it to Osiris Smith. It's incomplete, and the Cougars will take over on downs. Irvin, it started off messy. The Bulldogs had a lot of momentum and a great, great second quarter. And then coming out of the blocks in the 3rd quarter, just looked tired, a little bit slow. And then with the injury to the defensive back from Canyons, it really shifted everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to make the point that it took the sails out of the wind for Hancock. It just.
You mean the wind out of the sails?
Yeah, well, yeah. The wind out of the sails.
I could tease you. It's your birthday.
But what it did was it energized COC.
It did. It did.
And you could feel it.
The Bulldogs and the Cougars on the field with the clock ticking down at 38 seconds with 22 seconds on the play clock. They'll go into the victory formation, and it looks like this could be the last play with the play clock a little bit longer, higher than the game clock. And that will do it. The Allen Hancock College Bulldogs record will move to 3-4, 1-1 in Northern League play. The Cougars of College of the Canyons will now be 3-4, 1-1 in Northern League play as well, with Canyons winning this one 27-14. Irvin, I want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Thanks, love.
We will be back together on November 5th. Remember, a Long Beach game on that Saturday because of the darkness. The last home game of the year in the regular season is always 1 hour earlier, so we will be on the air at 1 o'clock on Saturday, November 5th. But before that, make sure you find the Bulldog at Ventura game. Kickoff next Saturday, October 29th is at 6 o'clock. Go to athletics.hancockcollege.edu to find out where you can watch the game against Ventura. I want to thank Brandon Robertson, statistics, Shelby Scott, communications, athletic director Kim Ensing, technical director, executive producer, and CEO, COO, and CFO of the Bulldog broadcast, Brian Dill, and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Irvin. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And many more. For Irvin Kiger, I'm CJ Silas. Once again, the final score from Allen Hancock College, the Cuesta, the Canyon Cougars, 27, and the Allen Hancock College Bulldogs, 14. Thank you so much for listening to the Bulldog broadcast. We will catch you again on Saturday, November 5th at 1 p.m. for Bulldogs against Long Beach. You can find us at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.